Things that happen in the blink of an eye are captured forever in a photograph. And you may recognize some of the images captured by our next guest, as his weather shots are often featured on ABC7 News. And Suncoast photographer Dylan John Wade Cox joins us now to talk about his work. We get to see the man behind the pictures.
That's me. I'm not usually on this side of the camera.
So you and Bob Harrigan got to be friends. Bob's a big fan of yours. How did you guys hook up? How did you get to know him?
We're mostly, you know, internet friends. Just because with my friends, anytime we go out and shoot the storms, we try and tag, you know, our local friends and our local news. And Bob is one of the most supportive ones. And I do like watching his videos where he's doing backflips online and stuff. You know, he's a fun character. And at one point, he had one of my lightning photos for his profile picture and his cover photo. And I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. So how do you get those lightning strikes? It's so fast, and you don't even know it's coming, do you?
Well, I'm with a group of friends in the area called the Lightning Mafia. We're not a real mafia, but we chase storms. Yeah, we just play one on TV. We chase storms around, and you know, we got all the different weather apps, and now there's some really good ones. So we're pretty good at tracking storms and trying to get ahead of them.
Is that on Siesta?
This is North Lido, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that's about 12 minutes of a storm or something composited into one picture.
Oh my goodness.
Because as long as you don't move the tripod, you can keep the same image going.
Wow.
So we either do long exposures, or we have these triggers that you can put on the top of the camera that they actually read the infrared strike before the lightning, because there's that like bolt that comes out before lightning happens.
Oh my
So it reads that and then triggers it. So that's the fast way, or you can do long exposures.
And then you have no idea until you develop that you got that money shot.
Yeah, you never, I mean, you can see it on the back of the camera, but you never know. And like, there's one that I think's gonna pop up later, the lightning loop, that was really,
oh, wow.
Oh my, that we never really see.
Well,
that was a good example of that
You
one.
also capture wildlife. You capture
Oh yes, we like that. Let's see what comes next.
All
Okay,
right.
this looks familiar. What is in that guy's mouth? Oh my goodness.
So that's a plecostomus fish. Those are the ones that you just see in the store that are the sucker fish in freshwater tanks, but they get out, and now they're an invasive species, and luckily we have alligators to eat them. So this is at the Deep Hole in Mayaca River State Park, one of my favorite places. It's pretty much like Jurassic Park if you've never been there. There's 100 to 300 alligators at all times. And yeah, people think that one was a really fast capture, which it was, 1/3200th of a second. But it turns out they can't eat the fish immediately, and he had to do like 20 chomps.
Oh, that's
and I was about 6 feet away from me to the camera.
Oh, great.
In a canoe?
On foot. On my books.
Wow.
That's why you have this, though. It helps with
You're going to hit him with it?
Yeah, you can pry it in their mouth and keep the mouth open.
Oh, that'll work well.
This helps keep them further away and keep you safer.
Well, you do like human beings, too. So
I do love...
You have some awesome candid shots
I do love
of people. Where is this?
So this is a fun one because this is...
That's sweet.
It's my most popular image ever. It's next to, like, pandas getting rescued out of, like, you know, things like that. It's like restoring faith in humanity type image. But I was just eating at C'est La Vie with my mom, and this cute couple drove by on the opposite side of the street, and then I was like, Dylan, don't be crazy. You don't have to run across the street and chase them down. And then 5 minutes later, they're on my side of the street, and I was eating, and I literally hooked my foot like under the table and leaned back, borderline like sailing, and shot them down the street.
Did they ever see it?
They never know. So that's a problem, and I don't. You know, that's what street photography is. It's candid, and once you cross over and they know you take a picture, it's a portrait. So it's kind of like keeping the...
Oh, you want to catch them in their real...
Yeah, and there's this thing, I mentioned it in our email. It's called the decisive moment, and it's from a street photographer called Henry Cartier-Bresson. He's the best, the godfather of street photography, but it's the moment of, if any photo shoot you're doing, there's that exact 1 second that is the most important of that whole shoot, you know, and it's identifying that time. Oh, this is the rainbow, not ringling rainbow.
But you find that moment.
So the moment is the decisive moment of just, you know, and it was back when he shot film, you know, so he didn't have 10 frames a second, you know. It's about holding your breath and waiting for that exact second to just the decisive moments. I don't know. I try to live my life by that. Even the gator eating the fish is an example, you know.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much to see, and of course he's got a calendar.
Yes.
The calendar is going to be awesome. You can find out more about him and his work if you go to Dylan's website. And next, a preview of local events for the weekend.
All right.